Okay, see Lindelof videos. Today we're going to work on using our ti-nspire CAS calculator to find inverse cosine solutions. Before we do that, I just want to be sure that we understand what we're actually asking for. And what we are asking for is simply this. We're saying if, right, we have here's our unit circle, and every point here, the first point is cosine, the second point is sine. So what we're saying, in this case, we're saying if my cosine value is, for example, square root 3 over 2, what angular value does that correspond to, right? So we're kind of asking the cosine question in reverse, right? The inverse of that thing. So let's be careful about that. The other thing that we really have to keep in mind is that this inverse cosine has a very specific range. It only exists in quadrants 1 and 2. So our solutions will be angular values out of quadrants 1 and 2. So let's take a quick look at how that would look. So remember, all of our angular values are going to come in these two quadrants right here, right? So right in here is where they're going to come from. So let's take a quick look at how you'd actually do this on the calculator. So to do this on the calculator is the simplest thing of all, right? All we're going to do is go to our calculator. We don't have to use any kind of solve function. Just hit, right, go to trig, which was down here, open up trig and choose inverse cosine. And I'm going to use the example that we just used, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to just say, make sure I'm inside my parentheses, and I'm going to use control division. It just gives me a solidness, and I'm going to put square root of 3 over 2. So square root 3 over 2. So let's go back really quick and see what we think our solution is going to be. So I put in square root 3 over 2, and that should correspond to the angular value pi sixth, right? So let's go back and check that, and then just hit enter down here, and there it is. What I do want you to know is, because this is, I swear to goodness, this is how they get us on these stupid tests, these tests that are kind of meant to trick us and throw us around, is this. Look at this for a second. So you could say, oh well, or it could be 11 pi sixth, right? Because the cosine value for 11 pi sixth is square root 3 over 2, just like it is up here. So by keeping in mind that what our range is here, that it's between 0 and pi, we end up missing these errant solutions. So let's take a really quick look at it. So if I say, what's cosine of 11 pi 6, right? So 11 pi 6. So I'm just going to put in 11 pi sixth. Well, there's our answer. Look, remember, this is supposed to be backwards. But if you think about this careful, 11 pi 6 does not fall in that range that we have, right? 11 pi 6 is not in quadrant 1 or 2. It's actually in quadrant 4, which isn't in the range of this thing. Because that's how a lot of people used to test this thing. They'd say, oh, well, I'll test the cosine value of 11 pi 6, and if it comes back to this, if I look for the cosine value of 11 pi 6 and it comes back as the number I want, that must be my solution. Well, it's not the solution because it's not in the range. All right, let's do one more quick one and see how this looks for us. All right, so far so good, I think. So I'm going to take, right, going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to go to trig, inverse cosine, and I'm just going to put in, I don't know, 1/2. And it's pi thirds. Go back really quickly just to check if our solution matches what we expect it to be. And pi thirds, and lo and behold, it's right here. All right. I know this is kind of a pain in the neck, so if I was going to tell you anything, one, I'd say practice this on your calculator, and I'd also say be really cognizant of what the unit circle is telling you, right, to make sure that you're in that range, right? So when you see these especially multiple choice on tests, remember, you have to ask yourself, does the solution that they're offering me fall inside the range of solutions possible for inverse cosine x? Look, you guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I appreciate it.